Okay, welcome. Thanks for joining us today once again. Just here a little bit. All right, as always, we're going to start with warm-up exercise, the Baceng Gong, and then we're going to get into the hamstrings largely today to really stretch out the hamstrings. So I want to check. There's a note here. All right. Okay, let's begin. Feet about hip width apart. You start by looking to the right, come on the balls of the feet. Look forward, coming down. Looking left, come up. And forward, looking right. Forward, and left. And forward. Now keeping the heels down, look up. Center, down. Center, up. Center, down. Back to center. Lean that to the right. And left. Right, this time chin up a bit, down a bit, over to the left, chin up a bit, down a bit, then back to center. Half circles with the head. Back to center, thumbs in a light fist, elbows bent a little, roll the shoulders back. And then forward. And fingertips to the collarbone, roll the elbows forward. And back. Mixing the arms. Now shifting to the left foot, lift the right. Shift to the right foot, lift the left. Shift and lift. And back to the center. Big arm circles forward. And back. Thumbs in the leg fist, elbows out. Circle in at the elbow joint. Other way. Interlace. Wrist rolls. Other way. And some waves. Reverse. And then rub the palms. Hands to the kidneys. Take the hips around. Other way. Back to center. Shifting to the left foot. Right leg comes across. Opens out 3 times. Then inwards. Other leg. Other way. Okay, heels near the toes together. Rub the palms again. Bend the knees and rub the knees. And keep the knees together, take them around. Other way. Standing up. Ankle rotations. Other way. Other foot. Other way. And then heels together. Feet angled out. Lift the toes. Relax the arms. Gently twist side to side. And back to center. Heels out. Feet parallel. Bend the knees. Really ground yourself. Rock gently forward and back. Back to the center. Lift one leg with both arms and then the other. Okay, and then finally shaking it out. Shake out any tension from the body. And shake it out. Okay, welcome if you're just joining us. We just finished our warm-up and we're getting into practice. We'll start with a wide-legged child's pose. the knees nice and wide. Staying back on the heels is a bit of a tuck to the tailbone, a bit of a tuck down. Arms forward. Ideally, elbows up. Okay, let's walk the hands in, bring the knees in for a few cat-cow tilts. Okay, and take the hands a little wider for some hip circles. Other way. And then finishing with the hips forward, kneeling push-up position. Continue to hold, or you can go halfway down and hold. And all the way to the floor. Please reach the left arm out and peel up the right side of the body. Stay with your breath. Deep, calm, natural breaths. And coming back to flat. Slide left hand in, right hand out. Then peeling up the left side of the body. Coming back to flat. Bring the hands back at your sides, palm down. Tuck the tailbone, lift the legs. And lowering. Hands beside the chest. Come into a light cobra. Possibly into upward dog. And back to bent knee down dog. Really lift the sits bones. Those two bones you sit on go nice and high. And that curves your low back towards the floor in our natural spinal curve. Walking the dog, if you like to start straightening the legs a bit. You don't have to have the legs straight in downward dog. And then inhale, come forward to plank or kneeling plank if you need. And back, downward dog. This time heels up, heels down, heels up, and heels down. Then bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Just come up into flat back extension and hold there. And then bending the knees, ragdoll forward, lying over your thighs. Even if you can get your legs straight and do a full forward fold, do this one with your knees bent because it does change the stretch in the hamstrings. So this is a bent knee hamstring stretch. It's important to do some of these. It's also important to do straight leg hamstring stretches, which we will shortly. Now keep the right foot forward, left leg back. Right side lunge. And you might pulse that front leg a bit straight. Exhale back, inhale forward. And then bending deeply, see if you can come up onto your thigh. Or even reaching up high if you like. And float the hands down, lower the back knee. Keep your front foot flat. Shift your hips back. Runner stretch, really stretching through the big toe of the right foot. And coming forward, take your foot wide. Lizard pose. Okay, pressing up from there. Tuck the back toes under, hop the back leg forward. Inhale, flat back extension. Exhale, folding, bending the knees, and now the right leg goes back. Here we are on the left side, low lunge. And then if you like, you can add in pulsing with the breath. Exhale back, straighten the front leg a bit. Doesn't have to go all the way. And try not to bounce, it's slow pulses. Now coming up onto the thigh, or possibly reaching up high, if you prefer. And float down. Lower your back knee, keep your front foot flat, shift back. Really reaching forward through that left big toe. Coming forward, shift your foot to the left a bit. Hands down, start to bend the elbows back into lizard gecko. And pressing up, hop the back leg forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. For the legs, inhale, sweep wide and up. Exhale, namaste. Okay, let's clear the mat and get a sip of water if you like. Now, please, let's take a wide stance on the mat. Feet parallel forward, pointed forward. And then turning your left toes in, right toes out, 90 degrees, reaching up, tone the back leg, And bend into the right leg, warrior two. Bring your right forearm down, left arm over top, extended side angle. Then anchor your back leg, draw yourself up. Keep your feet where they are, hands on the hips, tilt to the right, and back up. Going as deep as you can into the tilt without bending your right leg. Back up. Again. Now this time let's hold, tilt as deeply as you can and hold, maybe taking your arms wide. Anchor from your back leg, inhale, coming up. And right toes in, left toes out. Nice wide stance, arms up. Tone the back leg, and exhale, warrior two. And left forearm or hand down, extended side angle pose. Anchor from your back leg, draw yourself up. Hands to the hips. Keep your feet where they are. Tilting to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, tilt. Go as deeply as you comfortably can without straightening, without bending anything. This time, holding as deeply into that left hip as you can, and then maybe taking your arms wide. Anchor from your back leg, draw yourself up. Turn the left toes in, interlace fingers behind you, roll the shoulders back. Lift the chest, and then leading with the heart. Keeping the legs straight, fold forward, maybe rounding a bit, maybe drawing your arms over top. Inhale, draw yourself up. Bring the heels in. Interlace the fingers, reverse, interlace the fingers, and turn the palms forward. And then knees wide, arms up in goddess pose. Possibly adding in the breathing exercise. Imagine there's a post in front of you. Inhale, grab the top of it. Exhale, press in the solid ground. One more. Press the legs straight, shake it out. Hands just above the knees. Rest the weight into the legs, maybe shifting a little side to side. Back to center. Now sit nice and low in goddess pose. Maybe shifting side to side in Skandasana. The version I do, you keep your feet flat. There's a version where you let your heel come up, but it's a little less stable for the knees. So be careful if you do that one. Then back to center, walk the hands forward, turn the heels back and out. Sit back, wide-legged downward dog. Take the hands in halfway, come into flat back. You can hold there or hinge deeper forward to your capacity. And pressing up. You might bring your feet in to help you come up. Tuck the tailbone, rising to standing. Okay, shake it out a bit. We're going to go through a sun salutation, and we're going to do a hamstring stretch from downward dog. So starting towards the top of the mat in mountain pose. A few breaths here. On the next inhalation, turn the palms sweep wide and up. Exhale, dive forward, round the spine. Inhale, flat back extension. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step, walk, or jump back. Lower either halfway or all the way down. Inhale to up dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bring your feet a little closer together. And take your right leg up into scissor leg position. Now take your first two toes, grab the back of your left heel, and drop the heel as low as you can. Other side, right foot down, left leg up, and back, legs straight as you get them. And then first and second toe behind the right heel. Calf stretch. And disengage that. And then bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Firm legs, inhale, sweep wide and up. Exhale. Namaste. Next, our balance pose, tree pose. If you want, you can do it with a block or two if you're doing the forward folding tree pose. So shift the left foot, right leg comes up into regular or half lotus. If you're doing the half lotus, you might be able to do the forward fold. Finding your balance. Slowly releasing, coming up, release that side. Other side now, shifting to your right foot. Left leg comes up. It's your regular position, in which case stay upright, or if you can come into half lotus, you can possibly forward fold. And slowly coming back up to standing position. And shake the legs out a little bit there. Won't need blocks for this one. Now for this next one, both are challenging poses, but it's easier if you squeeze your right leg in, and then from there, you take it out to the side. Possibly, if you want, you could stretch it out. You don't have to get the legs straight, okay? Other option is you take your leg to the side, right arm comes underneath the right leg, left arm behind you, you come up to standing, and then work to straighten your right leg from there, okay? So whichever version you're choosing, here we go. To the side, holding the foot or side of the foot. Possibly other version of Bird of Paradise. Okay, release that side. Catch your breath or balance if you need it. Other side, squeezing into the left leg out to the side, or placing the foot down, reach underneath with the left hand, around behind with the right, and work to straighten that left leg from there. Good, and release. That's a tricky one. Don't worry if you didn't really feel like you mastered that one. That is a tough one. All right, let's find Sun Salutation B next. So starting with chair pose from mountain. Here we go. Bend the knees, sitting back, reaching forward, sit low. Exhale, straighten legs, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhaling, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step, walker, jump back. You go right to downward dog or through vinyasa. Once you're in downward dog, feet a little closer together. Bring your right leg up and over. Scorpion tail position. And swing that leg all the way forward. Between the hands, turn your back heel down. Inhale, rising up into warrior one. Now straighten your front leg, hands to your hips, roll shoulders back, leading with the heart. Legs straight, tilt forward. Hips stay square to the front. You can stay here or rotate your left shoulder down, right shoulder up in the revolve triangle. And unwind, come up. Then your front leg, hands in airplane wing position, step up, toppling tree, airplane, or warrior three. To come out, take your back leg up, your hands down, standing splits. And leg back, push up position. You can go right to downward dog or through a vinyasa. Be a little closer together, left leg up and over. And left leg forward, between the hands, turn the back heel down. Inhale, rising up, warrior one. Straighten your front leg, hands to the hips, leading with their heart, tilt forward. Hips stay square to the front. You can stay there or rotate your right shoulder down, left shoulder up, revolve triangle. And tilting back up, bend your front leg, hands in airplane wing position, step slide forward, toppling tree or airplane or warrior three. And tilting forward, leg back leg up, standing splits. And stepping back, you can go right to downward dog or through vinyasa. And from here, bend the knees down, knees together, feet wide, sitting back. Good stuff. That is a bit vigorous. Glad to see you're still with me. If you can come back into Supta Virasana to some degree. Okay, and then coming forward, we're going to take the right leg forward for Pigeon Pose. Hips stay square to the front. Be upright or in bowing pigeon. Okay, and find your way back and into left side king pigeon. Upright or bowing. And then coming back through downward facing dog. And then bending the knees down, sit back. Okay, two options for this next one. You might use blocks for this. One is to do hip opening gecko, which is similar to a lunge and a pigeon together. So you have the leg forward, hip opening gecko. Other option is splits or splats, Hanumanasana. Okay, so take the right foot forward, either in hip opening gecko or just a deep lunge, or possibly Hanumanasana. Blocks can come in handy in Hanumanasana, like so, or under the hands. Okay, and slowly find your way out of this side and over to the other side. Left leg forward, gecko, lunge, hip opening gecko, or Hanumanasana. Slowly releasing, coming out, and into Malasana, Garland seat. And then coming to a seat. Preparing for Navasana, catch and hold behind the hamstrings when you're ready, extending the arms, lift the chest, maybe feet up, maybe arms forward, maybe legs forward. And the flat feet together, knees wide. Baddha Konasana, cobbler seat. And feet a bit forward. Get hold of the ankles, see if you can hinge forward in the hips and then round forward towards your arches. Now catching hold of your big toes. Press forward. Possibly wide. And then to Upavishta Konasana. Sit wide, sit tall. See how much you can tilt your hips forward. This ranges a lot from person to person, depending on your hamstrings and hips mostly. And sitting up, bring the feet together. Legs forward, Dandasana. Sitting with the hands in the lap, sitting up tall, or pressing into the floor and lifting a little bit. If you have two blocks, those are commonly used in this pose to help get extra lift. And then release. Next is Janu Shirshasana, so the right leg comes in. If you have trouble with this pose, consider trying it sitting up on a block. By adding that little bit of elevation, it allows you to go forward a little bit more. So if you like, add that block, square up to the left foot, tilt forward, see if you can grab your ankle, foot, or use a strap. Okay, changing sides. Again, square up to the right foot, sit up tall, tilting forward, control the ankle, foot, or yoga strap. Releasing. And now come to a seated position. We're going to make our way onto our back. Draw your feet in so you can just touch your heels. Feet parallel, bend the elbows. Press the back elbows into the floor and lift the hips for a little bridge. And slowly lowering the hips down, hugging the knees in, nice and close. And then knees wide towards the armpits. Try not to roll your hips up. And happy baby, catching all the ankles, feet, or toes. Now from here, a couple options. One is just to stretch the legs from this position. Another is to come over into plow pose if you can do plow safely, comfortably, and fully. Otherwise, happy baby stretch. And then releasing. When you're ready, finding legs up the wall pose, Viparita Karani, downward flowing lake. Can be done at the wall or on your mat, on the floor, or on a block. Notice that there's a lift underneath my back here in this pose. Keep the belly lifted, chest full, not collapse down. And then feet down, lowering the hips. If you need to, if you have any, oh yeah, sorry, we have to do a twist before we finish here. Shift your hips to the right, extend the left leg. The right foot's gently on or behind the knee. Right arm out, left hand grabs the right leg, it takes it over to the left. Look to the right to complete the twist in the neck if it's comfortable. And back to center. Hips over to the left, right leg extends, left foot in position, left arm out, right hand grabs the left leg and draws it over to the right. Look left to complete the twist in the neck. Coming to the center and getting ready for Shavasana. I want to mention today I'm going to be showing at the end a really neat and very unique hamstring stretch I'm sure you probably haven't seen before. It's tricky to do. You might not be able to do it at home where you are, but I'm going to give instructions on it right after our Shavasana meditation. So feel free to stick around for that. But for now, let's find a deep, relaxing pose to take a few minutes, moving into stillness. Now, please feel free to continue meditating or resting as you are, or you could shift into a meditation posture if you prefer. Okay, please continue meditating or relaxing where you are. But if you're interested in learning this hamstring stretch technique, then pay attention here. It's mostly actually for grounding the femur, which is an important aspect of stretching the hamstrings. It helps to protect and stabilize the hamstrings and to stretch them equally. So if you like, you can try this sometime. Don't do it right now because it's hard to find all the things that you'll need. You'll need at least a thick blanket, ideally a bolster. I'm going to use a blanket since you probably have a blanket at home, but you might not have a bolster. And to do this, you need 3 feet of wall space this way and 3 feet of wall space that way. And then you can only do one side, then you have to find a whole other wall usually to do the other side. So you sit so that your left sits bones right up against the wall. Your left leg goes up, the right leg goes straight. That should be right up against the floor. Now this left leg, maybe if you're flexible enough, you could get that leg straight, keeping the hips flat and square. You might have to keep a bend in the knee. But that's where the blanket comes in. Even if you can get the legs straight, because we want to press into something, we put a bolster or a blanket there. And I like to hold the mat so I don't slide out. And then you push into the blanket, and that gives you a very deep stretch and trains the proper working in the leg for hamstring stretching. It might look pretty easy, but you can really get sweating if you're doing this with a lot of pressure. Now the tricky part is to do the other side, you have to either turn to face the other way and find another clear space, or find another wall entirely to do your other leg. So that's a pose that you can't be taught in class because there's never enough corners like that for 20, 40 people to do. So if you want to try that sometime, please do. It's a very unique stretch, very good for you. Comes from the Iyengar school of yoga, very alignment and health based. Thank you for joining us today. Hope to see you again next time. If you have any questions, please, as always, send them my way. Thanks. Namaste.